Having a strong mind is crucial for success in life. It's like a hidden power that keeps you moving forward, even when times are tough. Mental strength enables you to address problems, stay committed to your goals, and face challenges with resilience, especially when your natural talents and skills fall short. This video explores key Buddhist principles and their connection to 10 habits that can undermine mental fortitude. By understanding and applying these teachings, you can embark on a journey to build a stronger, more resilient mind capable of overcoming adversity. Habit number 1. Having a negative mindset. A negative mindset acts like a heavy cloud, obscuring the bright sun of our inner happiness. This habit weakens us mentally, tinting everything in our lives with shades of gloom and despair. When we focus solely on the negative aspects, we miss out on the positive experiences around us, much like wearing dark glasses that make everything seem dim, even the most beautiful moments. Constant negativity leads us to believe that everything is bad and that success and happiness are out of reach. This outlook can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, affecting our actions and decisions. We may become reluctant to take risks or try new things because we've convinced ourselves that failure is inevitable. To overcome a negative mindset, we can draw on Buddhist teachings for guidance. One key concept is mindfulness, which involves observing our thoughts without judgment. Instead of letting negative thoughts dominate, we can recognize them and then consciously shift our focus to positive aspects. This practice is like clearing away clouds to let the sun shine through. Buddhism also introduces the practice of metta or loving kindness meditation. This involves sending warm and positive thoughts toward ourselves and others. Regular practice of metta helps transform our mindset from one of negativity to one of compassion and positivity. Another important Buddhist concept is impermanence, which teaches us that all things are in constant flux. This means that bad times, like good times, are temporary. By understanding that difficulties will pass, we can face challenges with greater resilience. By embracing these Buddhist principles, we can break free from the grip of negativity and cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset. Habit number 2. Complaining about things outside your control. Complaining about things outside our control is like holding onto a hot coal. It only causes us pain. This habit weakens our minds by directing our focus toward what's wrong, rather than on finding solutions. It's akin to getting stuck in quicksand. The more we complain, the deeper we sink into negativity. Buddhism offers insight into why this habit undermines mental strength and how to overcome it. When we complain, we often lose sight of the concept of impermanence, a central idea in Buddhism. Impermanence teaches us that everything is in constant flux and change. Complaining tends to make us believe that our current frustrations are permanent and unchangeable, trapping us in a cycle of negativity. By recognizing and embracing the truth of impermanence, we can shift our focus from dwelling on problems to seeking constructive solutions and maintaining our mental resilience. Complaining about things outside our control can trap us in a cycle of discontent, making it feel like our challenges are permanent problems rather than temporary obstacles. This mindset prevents us from seeing that things can improve and keeps us stuck in a state of negativity. To break free from the habit of complaining, we can practice acceptance. Acceptance involves recognizing that life has its ups and downs and that we can't control everything. It's like learning to dance in the rain rather than lamenting the storm. By accepting what we cannot change, we relieve ourselves of the burden of constant complaint. Buddhism encourages us to channel our energy into areas we can control, much like steering a boat through a storm. While we may not be able to change the weather, we can navigate our course with intention and focus on what we can influence. Instead of being passive and complaining, we can take action where we have control, shifting from a mindset of complaint to one of active problem solving. In Buddhism, the practice of letting go is particularly powerful. It's like releasing a balloon. By letting go of unnecessary burdens, we feel lighter. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means releasing our tight grip on complaints and creating space for positive change. By embracing these Buddhist principles, we learn to face challenges with a balanced mind. Accepting the impermanence of situations and directing our efforts where we can make a difference helps us break free from the cycle of complaints. This approach fosters mental strength, enabling us to move forward even in the face of adversity. Habit number 3. Not expressing yourself. Not expressing yourself is like having a treasure chest but keeping it locked away. This habit weakens our minds by preventing us from sharing our thoughts, feelings, and ideas with others. It's akin to trying to navigate a dark room. Without turning on the light, everything becomes confusing and overwhelming. Buddhist teachings offer insight into why this habit undermines mental strength and how to overcome it. In Buddhism, expressing oneself authentically is crucial for building a strong foundation for mental well-being. Authentic expression allows us to release pent-up emotions and thoughts, fostering clarity and connection with others. By embracing this practice, we unlock the treasure within us, illuminating our path and enhancing our mental resilience. When we withhold our thoughts and emotions, it's like bottling up a fizzy drink. The pressure builds until it might eventually explode. This explosion can manifest as stress, anxiety, or feelings of being overwhelmed because we haven't released what's inside. The Buddhist practice of right speech encourages us to communicate with truth, kindness, and mindfulness. It's like planting seeds of positivity. When we speak in alignment with these principles, our words can grow into a garden of understanding and connection. By expressing ourselves authentically and thoughtfully, we cultivate mental well-being and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. We build a bridge between ourselves and others, fostering authentic relationships by overcoming the habit of not expressing ourselves. Mindfulness is a valuable tool in this process. It acts like a mirror, reflecting our thoughts and helping us become aware of our feelings. By staying present in the moment, we can observe our thoughts without judgment and express ourselves with clarity and compassion. When we withhold our thoughts and emotions, it's like bottling up a fizzy drink. The pressure builds until it might eventually explode. This explosion can manifest as stress, anxiety, or feelings of being overwhelmed because we haven't released what's inside. The Buddhist practice of right speech encourages us to communicate with truth, kindness, and mindfulness. It's like planting seeds of positivity. When we speak in alignment with these principles, our words can grow into a garden of understanding and connection. By expressing ourselves authentically and thoughtfully, we cultivate mental well-being and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. We build a bridge between ourselves and others, fostering authentic relationships by overcoming the habit of not expressing ourselves. Mindfulness is a valuable tool in this process. It acts like a mirror, reflecting our thoughts and helping us become aware of our feelings. By staying present in the moment, we can observe our thoughts without judgment and express ourselves with clarity and compassion. Expressing oneself is not limited to words alone. It also encompasses non-verbal communication, such as body language and gestures. These unspoken forms of expression are like a secret language that conveys our feelings and thoughts even when we remain silent. By being aware of our non-verbal cues, we enhance our ability to communicate authentically and strengthen our connections with others. By integrating these Buddhist teachings into our lives, we enhance our ability to express ourselves authentically. We learn that authentic expression not only liberates us but also benefits those around us. It's like opening a window to let fresh air in. Expressing ourselves lets the light of understanding and connection brighten our mental space. Breaking free from the habit of not expressing ourselves initiates a journey toward authenticity, helping us build a resilient and empowered mind. This process allows us to connect more deeply with others and ourselves, fostering a healthier and more balanced mental state. Habit number 4: blaming others for your problems. Blaming others for our problems is like trying to run a race with a backpack full of rocks. It burdens us and hinders our progress. This habit weakens our minds because it strips away our power and agency, much like handing over the steering wheel of our life to someone else instead of driving ourselves. Buddhist teachings shed light on why this habit undermines mental strength and how to free ourselves from the cycle of blame. The concept of karma in Buddhism teaches us that our actions have consequences. Blaming others is akin to ignoring our own role in the outcomes of our lives, preventing us from taking responsibility and making positive changes. By understanding and embracing the concept of karma, we can shift our focus from blaming others to examining our own actions and choices. This shift empowers us to take control of our lives, making constructive changes and fostering a stronger, more resilient mindset. Blaming others for our problems is a refusal to recognize our role in shaping our own lives. When we blame, we become spectators rather than active participants in our journey. Taking personal responsibility means acknowledging that we have the power to influence our experiences. It's like being the captain of our own ship. While we may encounter storms, we have the ability to navigate through them. Blaming others implies we lack control, but in reality, we do have the power to steer our course. Embracing the idea that our actions matter allows us to make positive choices and take charge of our lives. Forgiveness is essential in overcoming the habit of blaming. Forgiveness isn't about condoning what others did, but about freeing ourselves from the burden of resentment. By letting go of grudges, we release ourselves from the heavy weight of blame and empower ourselves to move forward with a clearer, more resilient mindset. Forgiveness is like setting down a heavy backpack. It makes us feel lighter and freer. By forgiving others and ourselves, we take a crucial step toward reclaiming our personal responsibility. Mindfulness, a key practice in Buddhism, helps us become aware of our thoughts and actions. It's like shining a light on a dark path, allowing us to see clearly where we're headed. Through mindfulness, we can catch ourselves when we're tempted to blame and instead choose a more empowering response. This shift from blame to responsibility is akin to trading the rocks in our backpack for wings that enable us to soar. Incorporating these Buddhist teachings into our lives invites us to embrace our power and take control of our journey. Breaking free from the blame game is not just about holding others accountable, but about fully stepping into our own ability to shape our lives and experiences. It's about recognizing our own agency and ability to cultivate a positive and resilient mindset. By moving away from blame and embracing personal responsibility, we embark on a journey toward mental strength and self-empowerment. This shift enables us to actively shape our lives and foster a more empowered, resilient outlook. Habit number 5, fantasizing instead of visualizing. Fantasizing instead of visualizing is like building castles in the air. Though they may be beautiful, they lack a solid foundation. This habit weakens our minds by disconnecting us from the reality of the present moment. It's like chasing mirages in a desert where we may never reach what we're yearning for. Buddhist teachings provide valuable insights into why this habit undermines mental strength and how we can shift from mere fantasies to effective visualization for a more grounded and positive mindset. Fantasies often involve unrealistic scenarios and wishful thinking, akin to expecting a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow without a plan to reach it. Visualization, on the other hand, involves creating a clear, actionable plan based on realistic goals and practical steps. It's like drawing a detailed map to navigate your journey, rather than drifting aimlessly. By focusing on visualization, we ground our aspirations in reality and take concrete steps toward achieving our goals, fostering a more focused and empowered mindset. Fantasizing about an ideal outcome, like expecting a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, is appealing but not grounded in reality. When we get lost in fantasies, it's like daydreaming while missing out on the beauty of the present moment. This habit weakens us because it can lead to disappointment when reality doesn't match our imagined scenarios. Visualization, on the other hand, involves creating clear mental images of achievable goals. It's akin to having a treasure map that helps us chart a course to reach our aspirations. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of right intention and right action, which align with visualizing positive outcomes and taking practical steps to achieve them. By grounding our aspirations in reality, we bridge the gap between dreams and achievable goals. The teachings of impermanence in Buddhism remind us that change is a constant. Fantasies often involve clinging to a fixed idea of the future, while visualization encourages us to adapt and take practical steps toward our goals, embracing the ever-changing nature of our journey. While visualization adapts to the ever-shifting landscape of life, it's like riding a wave instead of trying to cling to the shore. We learn to move with the flow of life, embracing the impermanence of all things and developing a more flexible and resilient mindset. To overcome the habit of fantasizing, mindfulness becomes an invaluable tool. It's like putting on glasses that help us see the present clearly. Mindfulness allows us to become aware of our thoughts and gently guide them toward positive and realistic visualization. It helps us appreciate the beauty of the present moment while actively working toward our goals. Incorporating these teachings into our lives, we can balance our dreams with practical steps and adapt to the changing nature of our journey. This approach fosters a grounded, resilient mindset that enables us to navigate life's waves with clarity and purpose. By encouraging us to shift from fantasies to visualization, we foster a more positive and grounded mindset. Embracing the principles of impermanence, right intention, and mindfulness helps us break free from the habit of constructing castles in the air. Visualization becomes a powerful ally, guiding us to manifest positive realities and navigate the journey of life with purpose and resilience. Habit number 6. Not making time for personal relationships. Neglecting personal relationships is like having a garden but forgetting to water the plants over time. Everything withers away. This habit weakens our minds because as social beings we derive joy and support from meaningful connections. It's akin to trying to sail a boat without wind while we might move forward. The journey is slow and lonely. Buddhist teachings help us understand why this habit undermines mental strength and how we can build stronger connections through the gift of time. Neglecting personal relationships is like closing the door to a warm and welcoming home. By making time for our relationships, we open that door, nurturing our connections and enriching our lives with the support and joy that come from meaningful interactions. When we don't make time for our loved ones, we miss out on the comfort and support that relationships can provide. It's like neglecting a garden where weeds of misunderstanding and distance start to grow. This habit weakens our minds, leading to feelings of isolation without the nourishment of love and companionship. Building and maintaining relationships requires time and effort, much like tending to a garden to make it flourish. To overcome the habit of neglecting personal relationships, we can start by being present. Presence is like sunshine for relationships, it helps them thrive. By spending quality time with our loved ones and being truly engaged, we nurture our connections and enrich our lives with the support and joy that come from meaningful relationships. Maintaining relationships is like watering plants regularly, it nurtures the bonds and strengthens our connections. Communication is another vital aspect of nurturing relationships, similar to the wind that fills the sails of a boat and propels us forward. Taking the time to listen and share our thoughts and feelings is like the water that keeps the garden of relationships vibrant and alive. By being open and communicative, we foster understanding and deepen our connections. Buddhism encourages us to recognize the impermanence of life, including the time we have with our loved ones. It's like savoring a delicious meal, appreciating each moment and cherishing the time we have together. This awareness helps us prioritize and value our relationships, ensuring they remain a rich source of support and joy. When we recognize that our time with loved ones won't last forever, we appreciate it more deeply. Understanding the fleeting nature of time motivates us to prioritize relationships and invest the gift of our time in those we care about. Incorporating these teachings into our lives highlights that personal relationships are like the threads weaving the fabric of our well-being. By making time for our loved ones, we build a support system that strengthens our minds and enriches our lives. Breaking free from the habit of neglecting personal relationships allows us to navigate the journey of life with companions by our side, making the voyage more joyful and fulfilling. Habit number 7. Letting your emotions rule you. Letting emotions rule us is like being carried away by a strong river current. We lose control and direction. This habit weakens our minds because unmanaged emotions can become overwhelming and lead us astray, much like being in a storm without a compass, where we might get lost in the turbulence. Buddhist teachings help us understand why this habit undermines mental strength and how we can develop emotional intelligence to navigate the currents of our feelings. Buddhism encourages us to cultivate mindfulness and awareness, treating our emotions as temporary visitors rather than letting them dominate our actions. By practicing these principles, we can gain better control over our emotional responses and maintain a clearer, more balanced perspective. Mindfulness is a powerful practice that encourages us to observe our emotions without getting swept away by them. It's like standing on the riverbank and watching the water flow. We can witness our emotions without being pulled under. When we let our emotions rule us, it's like being caught in a storm without an anchor. We get tossed around, making it challenging to find our way. The concept of emotional intelligence involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions, as well as empathizing with the emotions of others. It's like having a compass in the storm, helping us navigate through challenges and maintain a steady course. By cultivating emotional intelligence, we can gain better control over our emotional responses and steer through life's turbulence with greater clarity and balance. Letting emotions rule us is like handing over the steering wheel to a turbulent force, risking getting lost in the chaos. To overcome this habit, mindfulness becomes a valuable ally. It's like a sturdy boat that helps us navigate through the waves without capsizing. By being present in the moment and observing our emotions with curiosity and non-judgment, we gain the ability to respond wisely rather than reacting impulsively. Buddhism encourages us to cultivate a balanced mind through practices like loving kindness meditation. It's like planting seeds of compassion in our hearts, which grow into a garden, allowing us to respond to emotions with kindness both towards ourselves and others. Embracing emotional intelligence helps us navigate our feelings with greater stability and understanding, fostering a more resilient and compassionate approach to life's challenges. We develop a skill set that empowers us to understand, navigate, and learn from our emotions. Incorporating these teachings into our lives helps us break free from the habit of letting emotions rule us. Instead of being at the mercy of emotional storms, we become captains of our emotional ships, steering with mindfulness and compassion. By cultivating emotional intelligence, we navigate the seas of feelings with resilience, maintaining a steady course towards mental strength and well-being. Habit number 8, trying to control everything. Trying to control everything is like juggling too many balls. It's exhausting and eventually we might drop them all. This habit weakens our minds because it sets us up for frustration and disappointment. It's like attempting to catch the wind, impossible and frustrating. Buddhism guides us to understand why this habit undermines mental strength and how we can find empowerment in the paradox of surrendering control. The concept of non-attachment in Buddhism teaches us to let go of the illusion of control. It's like realizing we can't hold on to the clouds, they are always changing and shifting. When we try to control everything, we struggle against the natural flow of life. By embracing non-attachment, we can accept that some things are beyond our control and focus on our responses to them. This shift helps us find peace and resilience, allowing us to navigate life's uncertainties with greater ease and equanimity. Trying to control everything is like trying to hold on to water. It slips through our fingers, leaving us feeling powerless. Surrendering control doesn't mean giving up, rather, it means recognizing the limits of our influence. It's like planting seeds in a garden. We nurture them, but we can't control the weather. The weather might bring rain or shine, but our role is to tend to the garden with care. When we accept that some things are beyond our control, we free ourselves from the constant struggle, much like releasing a tightly clenched fist. To overcome the habit of trying to control everything, mindfulness becomes our ally. Mindfulness is like a steady anchor, helping us remain grounded amidst life's uncertainties and guiding us to focus on what we can influence while letting go of what we cannot. Mindfulness keeps us grounded in the present moment. By focusing on what we can influence and letting go of the rest, we navigate the seas of uncertainty with grace and resilience. Buddhism encourages us to embrace the paradox that surrendering control can lead to true empowerment. It's like realizing that by loosening our grip, we gain the strength to face life's challenges. When we surrender the need to control, it's like opening our hands to receive what life has to offer, rather than clinging to our preconceived notions. Incorporating these teachings into our lives invites us to release the burden of trying to control everything, allowing us to embrace the flow of life with greater ease and openness. By releasing the illusion of control, we paradoxically find empowerment, like a sail catching the wind and propelling us forward with a sense of freedom. Breaking free from the habit of micromanaging every aspect of life allows us to discover the strength that comes from embracing the ebb and flow of existence. Habit number 9, dwelling on the past. Dwelling on the past is like carrying a heavy backpack full of old burdens. It slows us down and makes the journey harder. This habit weakens our minds because it keeps us stuck in what's already happened, preventing us from fully enjoying the present or looking forward to the future. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. We're likely to miss what's ahead. The teachings of Buddhism help us understand why dwelling on the past makes us mentally weak and how we can break free from these chains. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness teaches us to be present in the here and now. By focusing on the present moment and letting go of attachments to past events, we can release the weight of our old burdens and engage more fully with the opportunities and joys of today. Dwelling on the past is like carrying a heavy backpack full of old burdens. It slows us down and makes the journey harder. This habit weakens our minds because it keeps us stuck in what's already happened, preventing us from fully enjoying the present or looking forward to the future. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. We are likely to miss what's ahead. The teachings of Buddhism offer insight into why dwelling on the past makes us mentally weak and how we can break free from these constraints. Mindfulness in Buddhism is like opening the windows to let in fresh air. It clears out the stuffiness of lingering on past events. When we dwell on what's behind us, it's like trying to walk backward. We might stumble and lose our way. By letting go of the past, we create space for new experiences and opportunities. Holding on to old wounds and grievances is like keeping a bandage on a wound long after it has healed. It hinders us from fully embracing life. Buddhism encourages us to practice forgiveness, not just for others but also for ourselves. Forgiveness is like opening the door to release the past, allowing us to step into the present unburdened. The teachings of impermanence in Buddhism remind us that everything changes, and by accepting this, we can let go of past attachments and move forward with a clearer, more liberated mindset. Dwelling on the past is like trying to freeze a river. The water never stays the same, and attempting to hold on to it makes it stagnant and devoid of vitality. By recognizing the impermanence of all things, we free ourselves from the chains that bind us to past experiences. It's like watching a river flow, constantly changing and moving forward. To overcome the habit of dwelling on the past, self-compassion is crucial. It's like offering a kind word to a friend in need. We deserve the same kindness from ourselves. By treating ourselves with compassion and understanding, we break free from the self-imposed prison of regret and guilt. The past then becomes a teacher rather than a jailer. Incorporating these teachings into our lives empowers us to let go of the chains that bind us to the past. By embracing mindfulness, forgiveness, and self-compassion, we create a path toward liberation. Breaking free from the habit of dwelling on the past allows us to step into the present with lightness and openness, ready to embrace the unfolding moments of our lives. Habit number 10: worrying about what others say and do. Worrying about what others say and do is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with other people's thoughts. It burdens our minds and hinders our authenticity. This habit weakens us because it ties our self-worth to external opinions, like sailing a boat that's tossed around by every passing wave. The teachings of Buddhism offer valuable insights into why this habit makes us mentally weak and how we can liberate ourselves from the shackles of constant judgment. In Buddhism, the practice of equanimity encourages us to remain balanced amidst the changing tides of praise and criticism. Equanimity is like anchoring our ship in a storm. It helps us stay steady regardless of the external forces at play. By developing equanimity, we learn to navigate the sea of opinions without letting them sway us. Instead of being overwhelmed by others' judgments, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and self-acceptance. Incorporating these teachings into our lives allows us to break free from the habit of worrying about what others think. By focusing on our own values and self-worth, we sail forward with confidence, unaffected by the shifting winds of external validation. This shift helps us embrace our authentic selves and fosters a resilient and empowered mindset. It's like standing firm on solid ground. While the winds of opinion blow around us, we remain steady and unshaken. When we focus too much on what others say, it's like building our house on unstable ground, leaving it vulnerable to every passing storm. By cultivating equanimity, we develop resilience against external judgments. Judging ourselves based on others' opinions is like letting someone else hold the mirror, making us see ourselves through their eyes instead of our own. Buddhism teaches the value of self-acceptance and authenticity, like choosing to wear our favorite clothes rather than trying to fit into someone else's wardrobe. We express ourselves authentically by releasing the need for constant approval, breaking free from the constraints of others' expectations. Mindfulness, a central practice in Buddhism, helps us become aware of our thoughts and reactions. When we're preoccupied with others' opinions, it's like being lost in a maze of judgments. Mindfulness acts as a guiding light, helping us navigate back to our true selves. By staying present, we can observe these concerns without getting caught up in them. To overcome the habit of worrying about others' opinions, self-love becomes a powerful remedy. It's like planting seeds of kindness within ourselves, which grow into a garden of self-acceptance by acknowledging our intrinsic worth. Embracing our unique qualities creates a shield against the arrows of external judgments. By integrating these teachings into our lives, we free ourselves from the mental weaknesses tied to worrying about what others say and do. Practicing equanimity, embracing authenticity, and nurturing self-love help us break free from the chains of external opinions. Overcoming this habit allows us to chart our own course, steering towards a life guided by inner strength and authenticity. The teachings of Buddhism offer a comprehensive guide to overcoming habits that weaken our minds. By weaving mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom into the fabric of our daily lives, we can transcend negative patterns and cultivate enduring mental strength. This exploration invites us to embark on a transformative journey, integrating the profound teachings of Buddhism into our existence. May the wisdom of these teachings illuminate the path to a resilient and empowered mind, inspiring a life filled with purpose, compassion, and joy. As we come to the end of this exploration into the habits that weaken our minds and the transformative teachings of Buddhism, we are reminded of the profound journey that lies ahead. Embracing mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness empowers us to overcome the negative patterns that hold us back. By integrating these principles into our daily lives, we cultivate inner strength and resilience, paving the way for a more authentic and fulfilling existence. Let us carry forward the wisdom gained from this journey, using it as a beacon to guide us through life's challenges and opportunities. As we step into each day with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity, may we continue to grow, evolve, and embrace the beauty of our own unique path. May the teachings of Buddhism inspire and illuminate our journey, leading us towards a life filled with purpose, compassion, and joy. As we navigate the intricate tapestry of our lives, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to nurturing a resilient and empowered mind. If you found this exploration of Buddhist teachings and mental strength valuable, please consider liking this video, sharing it with others who might benefit, and subscribing to our channel for more insights and inspiration. Your support helps us continue bringing you content that empowers and enriches. Thank you for being part of our community, and we look forward to sharing more with you soon.